This time, we're going to talk about WebRTC peer connections. And we're going to check out what's the difference between WebRTC and other communication technologies that we've got in web browsers. So let's start with web browsers. Today, if you look at web browsers with communication technologies like HTTP or a WebSocket, what happens is that we've got a client and the server. The client, which is the web browser, connects to the server and gets the data that he wants from that server. This can be unidirectional or bidirectional in the case of a WebSocket. WebRTC is built and designed for something else, for being able to communicate between users peer-to-peer directly. So users can join from web browsers or other types of applications like a mobile application or an IoT device, an embedded device, a set-top box, and even a web server, a media server. Okay? So you've got these two users, they want to reach out to each other. How do they find one another? With HTTP in the WebSocket, what we do is we use the URL, a domain name, and we find that server using that IP address. With WebRTC, we use what is known as a signaling server. There is a server, which is again a web server, that we reach out to using the domain name or URL. Okay? We find through that server the other user that we want to communicate with. And then we've got a connection that is between these two users. Now, what WebRTC does, it decouples the signaling from the media. So now I've got a media connection that is going to run directly between peers. And this is something that is brand new in the browser by using WebRTC. We can send over that connection audio, video, or data, all in real time and very low latency. Now, what did we do? We're now having signaling, which is not part of WebRTC itself. This goes from the web browsers or our WebRTC clients to the signaling server on the web. And then we have the media part, which goes directly between the peers or to media servers or whatever other meeting devices that we want to process media. What can happen though is that we will not be able to connect directly peer-to-peer. Why? Because there might be a firewall or a NAT device along the route, which would forbid us from doing that if we block that connection. In such a case, WebRTC would use a server that is called a turn server to relay the traffic or the media indirectly through that server between the two peers. If you want to learn more about WebRTC, follow me at LoBikMe.